news broadcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Nikasa Chandra.
Very good evening indeed. I'm Paratha Festival, and now let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news.
The Prime Minister says that the government program to develop the Vani region will continue. Incomers throughout the country in connection with the Nikini Full Moon Poya Day. Final Randoli Pereira of the Kandy Salalah Festival is parading the streets. A program to use English language as communication medium in schools one day in a week. Operations resume at the Hong Kong International Airport.
Now in your top story this evening, the Nikini Full Moon Poya Day, which signifies several important incidents in the Sasana history, falls today. Several significant events in the history of Buddha Sasana took place on Nikini Full Moon Poya Day. The first Dhamma convention organized to uplift Buddha Sasana was held at the Rajagaha after passing away of the Lord Buddha. On a day such as today, Venerable Ananda Thera attained Arahathood on a Nikini Full Moon Poya Day. Around 500 Arahat bhikkhus, including Venerable Ananda Thera, participated in the Dhamma convention. According to the Sasana history, Venerable Ananda Thera presented the Dhamma and Venerable Pali Thera the code of discipline. It is also on a day like Nikini Poya today that the Vinaya Karma for the post-Vasana for bhikkhus who had not performed Vasana Vinaya Karma prior to this day being conducted. The Nikini Poya day is also known as Dharamiti Poya. It is a cultural feature of Sinhala Buddhists. In the ancient times, guardians of the Jai Sri Ma Bodhi remained sleepless and lit torches to uplift the Udamalua of the Bodhi from attacks of invaders and wild animals. Dharamiti Pereiras are being conducted today as well. The Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation has telecasted day-long live religious programs titled Saddharma Varsha today. They've been telecasted from the Katharangala Raja Mahavihare in Halwa, Kandy. The monthly Dhamma sermon of the Saddharma Yatra program being delivered from the Katharangala Raja Mahavihare by Venerable Aludgama Gnanasara Thera.
Numerous meritorious activities have been conducted throughout the day in every temple in connection with the Nikini Full Moon Poya Day. A large number of devotees have observed Zil at the Jai Sri Ma Bodhi in Anuradhapura. Many religious activities including almsgiving, Zil and meditation programs were conducted under the patronage of Atamasthana-adhipati Venerable Pallegama Siranivasa Thera. A special offering of milk rice has taken place at the Jai Sri Ma Bodhi at dawn today. Construction of world's biggest Sima Malaka has commenced at the premises of the Sri Mahabodhi Vihare, Polgola last afternoon. Foreign philanthropists have extended aid for the construction of the Udakuppe Sima Malaka. A group including Speaker Karu Jayasuriya and Minister Gamini Javikrama Pereira has attended the event. Construction of a two-storied Dharma Mandira at Sri Gangarama Vihara in Congo de Kalutara has also commenced under the Punya Grama program at a cost of 9 million rupees. Carving of a rock statue in resting posture at the Budugal Lena Chandrarama Vihara in Mahapanvila Rakwana has reached the final stage. Veteran culinary expert Dr. Pabli Silva is extending financial assistance for the project. Asula Mahaperahara of the Sri Sudarshanarama Vihara in Didiyavala Kalutara was conducted in grand scale this year as well. A program to distribute money and right food to 25 low-income families have taken place at the Sri Mahabodhi, Sri Bodhiraj Dharmayatane in Ambalapitia yesterday. It was conducted under patronage of Venerable Dr. Omalpe Sobita Thera. Several Nikini Poya religious programs were conducted at the historic Badul Mutiyangane Rajamaha Vihara Sthane. A dance was organized in Hinguragud town for the benefit of devotees arriving to worship the Somavati sacred site. It was conducted by the Hinguragud Young Businessmen Association.
Now the final Randoli Mahaperahara of the Kandy Salalah Pereira Festival is presently parading the streets. It commenced at the auspicious time of 8:05 p.m. tonight. Thousands of local and foreign tourists have flocked to Kandy to watch the historic pageant. The national television is conducting a live telecast of the final Randoli Mahaperahara.
උඩරට පහත රට සබරගම කියන අපේ සම්ප්‍රදායන් තුනේම තියෙන ශාන්ති කර්මවල බුලත් පදය දකින්නට තියෙනවා.
බුලත් තුරුළු අතිතිව බුලත් පද නැට්ටුවන් මේ හෙළේ මහා සිරිමත් දළදා පෙරහැර මංගල්‍යය සිත්පුරා දැක ගන්නා හැටියට බැතිමුතුන්ට දන්වා සිටීමයි බුලත්.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe says that it is hoped to take further measures to expand the task commenced by the present government to develop Vavuniya and Vani region. He made these remarks participating in a ceremony to declare open the emergency treatment unit and the laying of foundation stone to a new building complex at the Vavuniya General Hospital. The Prime Minister, upon the arrival of the Vavuniya General Hospital this afternoon, has visited with the general public the medical treatment unit. He has presided over commencement of work of the heart disease treatment and kidney unit to be built with assistance of the Government of Netherlands. MPs and ministers and Deputy Ambassador of the Netherlands to Sri Lanka, Eva van Wuzerum, and state officials were also present on this occasion. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that they have not isolated Vavuniya and did not allow it to be given a secondary status. All facilities have been upgraded. The Prime Minister added that earlier development was restricted only to the construction of highways. However, today he added that basic facilities such as health, education and housing have been provided. The Prime Minister added that they would commence construction relating to the Malwatu oil reservoir, which affects Mena and Anuradhapura as well. A massive modernization of hospitals around the country is taking place. As a result of these renovations, the people have been accorded the opportunity to gain access to the facilities at a hospital closer to their residences. The Prime Minister has further stated that the government they are bound to allocate funds on two sectors, that is education and health. The basic infrastructure facilities have been provided. He further said that their aim is to create a massive economic development not only in Vavuniya but in the entire Vani region in the next 5 years.
Now, the Department of Meteorology forecasts that wind speeds in the western, southern, Sabaragamuwa, north central, northwestern, northern and central provinces as well as in the Trincomalee district may increase instantly up to 60 kilometers per hour. An increase in the rainy weather conditions in the southwestern part of the island are also expected. Now, rainfall exceeding 100 millimeters is anticipated in the central and Sabaragamuwa provinces as well as in the Galle, Matra and Kaluthara districts. The meteorological report further predicts intermittent or thunder showers in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central, southern and northwestern provinces. Certain locations in the Mullaitivu, Ampara and Batticaloa districts could expect showers or thunder showers, especially after 2 p.m. Strong and temporary winds may also occur during these times. The department adds that wind speeds in the sea areas from Pothaville to Hambantota and also from Colombo to Trincomalee via Putlam and Kankasanthure could increase instantly to 70 to 80 kilometers per hour. As a result, there is a high tendency of the relevant sea areas becoming extremely rough. Therefore, the Department of Meteorology has warned engaging in fishing and naval activities in the relevant areas would be dangerous. The Disaster Management Centre says that the minor flood situations in certain areas along the Kaluganga are receding. Water levels at the water measuring station in Ratnapura have declined. However, it has also been reported that water levels at the Allagava, Millakanda measuring centres are gradually rising. As a result, a minor flood situation is about to take place at the Millakanda measuring station. The Department of Irrigation requests those residing in low-lying lands along the Kaluganga in the Palendanura, Bulatsinhala, Kiriyala, Ingiriya, Maduruvala, Millenia and Kaluthara divisional secretariats to remain vigilant. Water levels in the Nilvala and Ginganga rivers are reported to be declining. However, the Disaster Management Centre informs that dangers of earth slips announced earlier continue to remain valid. Sluice gates in the Upper Kotmale catchments continue to remain open due to heavy rainfall in the Central Highlands. Our correspondent reports that the Upper Kotmale water feeding areas are receiving torrential rainfall. Water capacity in the St. Clair and Devon waterfalls have intensified. Around 20 houses in the Kottagala lowlands were inundated. The Nanue police station says that a 33-year-old father of 2 children was killed due to a fall of an earth mound in the Hatton Nuerelia main road. He was reported to have dragged along around 20 feet into an underground concrete boulder with the falling of the mountain.
The European Commission, through its instrument contributing to the stability and peace, has allocated €8.5 million to support Sri Lanka's efforts to prevent violent extremism, build community resilience and promote peace and tolerance. The funds will be also contribute to the ongoing peace-building process through internationally displaced persons and refugees being able to return to their land, the European Commission said in a release. The allocation comes after High Representatives of the Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy and Vice President of the European Commission, Federica Mogherini's meeting earlier this month with the Sri Lankan's Foreign Minister. During the meeting, she has stressed on the EU's readings to support Sri Lanka in the face of challenges of terrorism and violent extremism. In a bilateral meeting with Foreign Minister Tilak Marpana at the ASEAN Regional Forum in Bangkok, Thailand, earlier this month, she has stressed that the EU's solidarity with Sri Lanka following the Easter Sunday attacks. She underlined the EU's red lines to support Sri Lanka in the face of the challenge to help prevent and counter violent extremism and support improvements in coordinating the country's counter-terrorism efforts.
Now, UN Special Rapporteur on Freedom and Religion or Belief, Ahmed Shahid, is set to visit Sri Lanka from August 15th to the 26th, the UN Human Rights Office stated yesterday. According to the UN Human Rights Office, the envoy is expected to identify the obstacles faced by the people while exercising their right to follow a religion or belief. In the statement, he said that the visit will be an opportunity for him to have an open exchange with the government to try to gain a better understanding of how the nation has upheld these rights. He is expected to examine the progress made in implementing the recommendations of the former UN Special Rapporteur on Freedom of Religion or Belief, Asma Jahangir, who visited the country in 2005. During his 12-day mission, he will meet government officials, representatives of religious or belief communities, civil society organizations and the UN. He will then present a report with his conclusions and recommendations to the Human Rights Council in Geneva, March next year.
Russia and Sri Lanka held talks yesterday on pressing issues in the global arena. Sri Lanka's embassy to Russia, Dr N.M. held discussions with the Director of the Information and Press Department of the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Maria Zahankorova. Sri Lanka's embassy to Russia, Dr N.M. paid a courtesy call on Maria Zahankorova, Director of the Information and Press Department of the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. During the meeting, Ambassador Dr. Jayatilaka and the Russian Foreign Affairs Director had a wide-ranging discussion on a number of topics of current concern in international relations and shared their views on pressing issues in the global information arena. She is also a spokeswoman for the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, officially representing Russia.
Now, the Pakistan High Commissioner says that Pakistan has always extended unconditional support to Sri Lanka with regards to the country's national security and territorial integrity. The acting Pakistani High Commissioner in Sri Lanka, retired Major General Dr. Shahid Ahmed Hashmit, made these remarks at the 73rd Independence Day ceremony today. The High Commission of Pakistan in Sri Lanka held a colourful flag-hoisting ceremony to mark the 73rd Independence Day at the High Commission premises today. Messages from the President and the Prime Minister of Pakistan were read out during the ceremony. Pakistan gained its independence on August 14, 1947 from the British realm. After gaining independence, Pakistan established diplomatic relations with Sri Lanka in 1948. The High Commissioner on the occasion said that Pakistan is a peace-loving country. He added that Pakistan has always supported peace and stability, especially in South Asia. He highlighted that the government of Pakistan has decided to observe this year's Independence Day as Kashmir Solidarity Day. He also said that Pakistan attaches great importance to its relations with Sri Lanka, which are based on mutual respect, understanding and close cooperation. Pakistan community residing in Sri Lanka and Pakistani and Sri Lankan diplomatic officials and other dignitaries were present at the occasion. National ceremony of Pakistan's 73rd Independence Day was held today under the patronage of President Arif Alvi in the capital city of Pakistan, Islamabad.
Now let's have a look around Asia in 1 minute.
Roughly 12.9 million people had been affected by Typhoon Likima as of yesterday in 9 provincial regions of China. Nearly 13,000 houses collapsed and some 119,000 were damaged, while 996,000 hectares of crops were affected by the typhoon. Indian authorities need more time to restore order in Kashmir, a Supreme Court justice said yesterday. The security clampdown has entered 9 days since New Delhi revoked the region's special status, triggering protests. Severe rainfall has pummeled southern Myanmar for days, causing flooding that has displaced at least 12,000 people. The death toll from a landslide in southeastern Myanmar has risen to 59. More heavy rainfall is expected in the coming days. Yamsil Hangyang Park hosted a paperboard race, a part of Seoul's Hangyang Summer Festival recently. The boards were built with thick cardboard wrapped with plastic film to prevent the paperboard from getting soaked with water.
Welcome back. We move on to more stories from home now. Now, Minister Sajith Premadas says that a new national program should have to be implemented to uplift the field of sports in the country through a depoliticization process. He was addressing a ceremony held in connection with the opening of the Sada Aloka Pujita Aravinda de Silva Gama Udagamanaya. The reawakened village, comprising 27 houses, is located in Mihindupura Beliatha in Hambantota. It was built at a cost of 26 million rupees under the Samita Sevena Yalipi Bidena Udagamana program. This was the 248th model village vested with the general public through the Udagamana program. The minister took part in several social welfare programs, including handing over of title deeds to house recipients.
Today marks the 40th death anniversary of a pioneering leader of Sri Lanka left movement and versatile politician Dr NM Pereira. A ceremony to commemorate the event was held in front of the Dr NM Pereira statue in Ayurvedic Junction, Barella this morning. Late Dr NM Pereira had functioned as a parliamentarian for 40 years. He had rendered an indispensable political service to the nation. Kegol District Sama Samaj Party activists have participated in paying floral tributes at the statue. Flowers were also offered to the Dr NM Pereira statue located in Yatiyanthura town in Yatiyanthura electorate today.
Now, a special clinic for the elephants taking part in the Sri Lanka Pereira was held yesterday. The event has been organized by the physicians of the veterinary unit of the University of Paradenia. Treatment has taken place upon inspection of health conditions of the animals. Dean of the veterinary unit of the University of Paradenia, Professor Ashoka Dangola, has monitored the program.
We paid special attention on the Pereira, especially on the male elephants, because all this time we thought that it is only testosterone hormone which is produced in the testicles that is responsible for must in the male elephants. But since of late, we have realized that the hormone cortisol, which is produced in the adrenal gland, is also partly responsible, and it is our belief that some males do have increased levels of cortisol while the other males do have reduced levels of cortisol. And everybody knows that cortisol is an immunosuppressive hormone which makes the elephants more prone to catch infections, and especially the wound healing is delayed when there is elevated cortisol levels. So we did a survey to see whether the male elephants, whether they become more strong, whether they become immunocompromised while they are in must this time. So I believe very soon, maybe next year or year after next, we will do a proper thorough survey on the hormone levels, not only of testosterone but also on the cortisol levels. That will be new knowledge.
The Dodangode police station has apprehended 5,000 litres of liquor spirits scheduled to be distributed on the Poya day. The police says that the cost of contraband exceeds 30 million rupees. The liquor stock was seized after raiding a house in Velpatha, Dodangode. Based on information received by the OIC Dodangode police station, Chief Police Inspector Sampath Bandara, 15 barrels containing 250 litres of spirits were taken into police custody. Further investigations are being continued.
Now, the Department of Railways says that the S14 new power set imported from China will be deployed on test trial on the upcountry railway track. It will be deployed on daily travel based on the success of the operation. Value of a power set is reported to be 1,839 million rupees. Each power set is consisted of a dual engine. It is connected to 2 air-conditioned compartments, 2 second-class and 3 third-class compartments as well. A special feature is the inclusion of a cafeteria compartment. The first set has reached the island yesterday. 9 more such power sets are being scheduled to be imported to the country in the next few days. The Department of Railways says that an intercity train service will be commenced using these power sets.
A soldier on duty at the Army headquarters is reported to have committed suicide by shooting himself to death using his firearm. The incident took place around 4:10 this morning. The deceased is a 27-year-old resident of Attanakadavela in Polonnaruwa. Fort Magistrate Lojanabe Vikrama has conducted the magisterial inquiry in this regard this morning. The body has been removed to the police morgue. The Fort Police is conducting further inquiries.
Now, the Ministry of Education has taken measures to implement an English Communication Day, 1 day every week in all schools of the island. The aim is to conduct communication activities in schools at least 1 day of the week. The program is to be implemented according to a code of instructions to enhance English language skills of school children. Now, in a monitoring process carried out in the school system during the past few years, it has been found out that there have been several identified fields where the English language teaching process should be further upgraded. Minister Akila Viraj Karyavasam has ordered relevant officials to implement the relevant programs in this connection. In addition, measures are underway to prepare books of syllabuses and examination methodology through joint collaboration of the Department of Examinations, the National Education Institute and the Department of Educational Publications.
Swallow is a species of bird found in large numbers in the mountainous terraces of Sri Lanka. The story is about the tragic destiny of these birds. Several types of swallows live in Sri Lanka. They build their nest in extremely high locations. These birds spend most of their times inside caves where there is no light. Swallows have been named as a protected species under the Wildlife Ordinance as well. The scene you witness now were taken on millions of swallows nest in the talons of the upcountry rail tract from Badulla to Hatton. This bird lays eggs only once a year. The bird uses its saliva to build its nest. Wildlife officials say each nest usually contains 1 to 3 eggs. It has also been pointed out that the racket of breaking swallow nest and sending them to overseas has been taking place over a long time. Has also been established that the racketeers also sell their loots to luxury hotels in the island as well. The motive of the racketeers is to obtain a special glue from these produce. Certain super tourist hotels prepare a special variety of soups using the swallow nest. A cup of such soup is being sold at an extraordinary price. Environmentalists point out that the swallow birds would become extinct with a short time unless this massive racket being conducted in the railways and tunnels at night is being halted. And with that, we are concluding tonight's news. Do it just tomorrow at the very same time. Good night.
Good night.